Federal Express is now the first major American company to sue for a refund after the ruling that struck down the president's global tariffs.
As Fox 4's Shaun Rabb reports, thousands of other companies had cases pending before that ruling came down.
In its 11-page filing, the global courier company says, quote, it suffered injury having to pay the tariffs and it wants its money back.
FedEx becomes now a major player to directly sue the Trump administration after the Supreme Court ruling.
Alex Yaquez is Chief Policy and Advocacy Director at Groundwork Collaborative, a D.C.-based economic policy think tank. Yaquez served as Special Assistant for Economic Development to President Joe Biden. Friday, the Supreme Court ruled tariffs levied under emergency economic powers unconstitutional, as much as $175 billion collected since last April. President Donald Trump said that revenue would be tied up in court for years while sharply attacking 6 justices, including 2 of his appointees, who voted against him. The majority ruling, though, did not define what to do with the billions already collected.
So they write this terrible, defective decision, totally defective. It's almost like not written by smart people. It's not discussed. We'll end up being in court for the next 5 years.
Texas businesses, according to some reports, may have been hardest hit by the Trump tariffs because of the amount of imports-exports with Mexico, Canada, China, Germany, and Japan. Some estimates say the tariffs cost Texas business more than $11 billion. And while FedEx may be the first to file a lawsuit after the Supreme Court ruling, plenty of suits were filed before the court's decision.
There's about 2,000 cases pending in the Court of International Trade by various companies and groups of companies hoping to recoup the cost of the tariffs that they've paid.
The Court of International Trade is a New York-based federal court comprised of 9 judges appointed by the president. Can only be 5 from the same political party. That court settles disagreements around U.S. customs and trade laws. Alex Yaquez says they'll have to figure out how to deal with all of these lawsuits involving tens of thousands of importers with millions of entries over the last year.
It's going to be confusing. It's going to be an administrative headache, and businesses, I think, are rightly worried about the economic uncertainty, about having to deal with getting their money back from the tariffs they've already paid.
What's less likely is that you'll see any money back. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said consumers would get none of that $175 billion unless Congress takes action.